Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a laughing crying emoji. By the way, if you have any more emoji related needs, feel free to check out the guard system and the link below down in the description for my emoji tutorials playlist. It's small now, but it's growing. However, if you just want to make this emoji, here's what you're going to need. You will need some black stained clay, then grab black wool, then grab white wool, yellow wool, dark blue, and finally grab yourself some light blue wool, and those are the only materials that you're going to be needing. So once you have each one of those, and once you've figured out what you want to make it, I'll be making it right here, you're going to want to kick off your emoji with a single black wool on the floor. Then from that black wool, do an up left diagonal. Then go left of that diagonal by 2, 1, 2. Then do an up left diagonal. Go left by 1. Then do an up left diagonal. Go left by 1. Then do 3 up left diagonals, so that's 1, 2, 3. Then take out your dark blue wool and go up on top of that third up left diagonal by 1. Then go left by 2, 1, 2. Then do an up left diagonal. Then go up by 2, 1, 2. Then do an upright diagonal. Then go up by 1. Then take out your black wool again and do an up left diagonal. Go up on top of it by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then do an upright diagonal. And go up by 2. 1, 2. Then do an upright diagonal. Go up by 1. Then do an upright diagonal. Up by 1. Then do 3 upright diagonals. 1, 2, 3. Then go right by 1. Then do an upright diagonal. And go right by 1. Then do an upright diagonal. And go right by 2. 1, 2. Then do an upright diagonal. And go right by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then do a bottom right diagonal. And go right by 2. 1, 2. Then do a bottom right diagonal. And go right by 1. Then do a bottom right diagonal. And go right by 1. Then do 3 bottom right diagonals. So that's 1, 2, 3. Then go down from that third bottom right diagonal by 1. Then do a bottom right diagonal. And go down by 1. Then do a bottom right diagonal. And go down by 2. 1, 2. Then do a bottom right diagonal. And go down by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then take out your dark blue wool and do a bottom left diagonal. And go down by 1. Then do a bottom right diagonal. And go down by 2. 1, 2. Then do a bottom left diagonal. And go left by 2. 1, 2. Then go down by 1 with your black wool. I should have mentioned that after you've done your 2 dark blue, take out your black wool and go down by 1. Then do 3 bottom left diagonals, so that's 1, 2, 3. Then go left by 1. Then do a bottom left diagonal. And go left by 1. Then do a bottom left diagonal. And go left by 2. 1, 2. Then do a bottom left diagonal and connect everything together by doing 3 black wool to bridge the gap right at the bottom of your emoji. So this is what the outline of your emoji should look like. In case you're curious, those blue bits, those are tears. Once you've reached this point right here, this is what we're going to do next. Yeah, I think that we'll take care of the tears, guys. Let's do that. So, come all the way over to the left-hand side of your emoji. You're looking for this highest blue block that we have here on the left-hand side. From this dark blue, with your dark blue, do 3 upright diagonals. So that's 1, 2, 3. Then go right of that third upright diagonal by 1. Then do 2 upright diagonals, so that's 1 and 2. Then go right by 1. Then go down by 1. Then do 2 bottom left diagonals, so that's 1 and 2. Then go down by 1. Then do a bottom left diagonal, and go down by 1. Then do a bottom left diagonal, and go down by 2. 1, 2. And if everything has been done correctly, you should end up with a shape that should look exactly like this. That is roughly the shape of a tier. Once you've reached this point right here, this is what you're going to do next. So come all the way up to the top right hand corner of the tier. With your black wool going right of this corner dark blue block right here, do a row of 4 black going right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. What you then want to do, starting from on top of this third black block, is do a row of 4 black coming over to the left hand side here. So from on top of this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is just the eye. It's closed because, obviously, squeezing out a tier. What you then want to do is continue going left of this black wool that we have on the left here, and with your yellow wool, just do a row of 3 going left. So that's 1, 2, 3. Then place a black wool. Then upright diagonally of that black wool, place another black wool. Then 1 on top of it. Then go right by 1, up by 1, right by 1. Then do an upright diagonal, and what you want to end up with in total is something that should look a little bit like this. So that's the tier and the eyebrow right there. Once you've got that taken care of on the left hand side, we're now going to do the exact same thing on the right hand side now. So coming all the way over to the right hand side here to this highest dark blue block that we have on the right hand side, from this block do 3 up left diagonals with your dark blue. So that's 1, 2, 3. Then go left of that third up left diagonal by 1. Then do 2 up left diagonals, so that's 1 and 2. Then go left by 1. Then down by 1. Then do 2 bottom right diagonals, so that's 1 and 2. Then go down by 1. Then do a bottom right diagonal, and go down by 1. Then do a bottom right diagonal and connect everything together by going down by 2 to give you your tier shape like this. Once you have your tier shape, it's now time for us to do the eye and everything that surrounds it. So, coming all the way up to the top left hand corner of your tier shape, going left of this dark blue wool that we have right here, do a row of 4 black wool. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 black wool going left. What you now want to do on top of this third black wool, as we did on the other side, is another row of 4 black wool now going right. So right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that. Then continuing going right, do a row of 3 yellow wool. So that's 1, 2, 3. Then do a black wool. Then up left diagonally of that black wool, place another black wool. Go on top of it by 1. Left by 1. Up by 1. Left by 1, then do an up left diagonal, and what you want to end up with on both sides is something that should look exactly like this. And as you guys may be able to see, the face is shaping up nicely. All we have to do now is the mouth and then fill in the tears, and then we'll be done. So, moving on. Once you've reached this point right here, you now want to come all the way down to the bottom of your emoji. You're looking for the 3 middle blocks right at the bottom of the face. On top of these 3 middle blocks, stack 3 rows of 3 yellow wool, like this. 1 row of 3, 2 row of 3, and then 3 rows of 3, just like that. You then, on top of that third row of 3, want to stack a row of 3 black wool, like so. You then, starting from the left hand side of your row of 3 black wool, want to do an up left diagonal. Then go left of it by 2, 1, 2. Then do an up left diagonal, and go left by 1. Then do 3 up left diagonals, so that's 1, 2, 3. You then want to go up by 1. You then want to come all the way up to here. Can you guys see this? Where we have this single, like, dark blue wool right here. Well, from this dark blue, you just want to place a black wool directly underneath it right here. Then, from that black wool, do a bottom right diagonal. Then go right by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then, do a bottom right diagonal. And go right by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then do an up right diagonal and go right by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then connect everything together by doing an upright diagonal. And as you guys can see, the reason that we kind of had to skip things there a little bit is because the mouth is covered by the tears ever so slightly. Continuing on, so once you've got that taken care of, you now want to return back down to this bottom row of 3 black wool, and starting from the right hand side this time, do an upright diagonal. Then go right of it by 2, 1, 2. Then do an upright diagonal, and go right by 1. Then do 3 upright diagonals, so that's 1, 2, 3. Then finish everything off by doing a single black wool on top of that 3rd upright diagonal to give you the outline of your mouth. We're now going to fill in all of the detail of the mouth, and then we can continue on, guys. We can continue on. So, how shall we do this? What is the best way? I think I know, guys. So, where you want to come down to is here. Can you guys see on top of this black wool here where we kind of have this empty space where I kind of have this dark blue wool highlighted? Well, from this dark blue wool, you want to place a single black stained clay right here. You then want to fill the entire rest of the row in with white until you get to this right hand side where you also want to place another black stained clay like this. So you just want to have roughly a row of entirely white right there. Underneath that row of white, you want to have an ever so slightly shorter row of white, just shorter by 1 either side, like so. Then underneath all of this, you want to have a row of 7 white wool underneath that second row that you just placed, and the row of 7 should be easy for you to place. It's just in line with kind of like that top row of 5 that we have for the mouth, except 1 longer on each side. And then once you've done that, you can proceed to then fill the rest of the mouth in with black stained clay, which is exactly what I'm going to be doing. And once we've done this, guys, I've already mentioned it a couple of times, we'll then be filling in the tears. Not as simple as you may think. We've got a little bit of highlighting to do there. Then we will fill the rest of the face in with yellow wool, and then we will marvel at what we've done because this is a nice looking emoji. So we're just going to fill in the rest of the mouth, then we'll do the tears like I keep saying, and then we will have a look at this thing. Is that the whole mouth filled in? Cool. So the whole mouth just wants to be completely filled in with black stained clay other than the couple of rows of teeth that we have right there. Once you've reached this point right here, we can then come all the way over to the left tear first. You know what, guys? Let me fill in the tear for you. It's really easy, and I feel as though I'll really butcher the explanation, but basically it's just a little bit of white and then light blue. So let me just fill this first tear in for you, then I'll show you, and then I'll move over to the other tear. So this is how you want to fill in the tear, guys. As you can see, it's really simple. It's just difficult to explain things. So you just want a little bit of white wool, and that's just basically light reflecting off the tear, and then it is light blue wool everywhere else. Once you've got that first one taken care of course, you want to come all the way over to the opposite side here, where we will do the exact same thing, except mirrored, of course. So we're just adding all of the white in here, then all the light blue, and then we will be done with all of the details for this emoji. So this is the right hand side here, this is the opposite tear. Pause this if necessary, of course, apply this to your own, and once you've done that, all we have to do now is fill this thing in with yellow wool, and then we'll take a proper look at it, shall we? So I'm going to hang in here with you guys so that I can fill in the emoji, so that we can fill in the emoji, just so that you don't feel lonely whilst you're doing it, just so that you don't have to turn off the video and such. So how have your days been? I don't really have anything to talk about. There's not much to say other than continue filling in the emoji with yellow. How have your days been? Mine's not been too bad. Not too bad. Just got off holiday yesterday. It's fantastic. I had a whole week of not being at my computer, pretty much being cut off of the internet. That was the hardest thing I felt. I have a habit, and I'm sure that many YouTubers do. We constantly check our stats. We like to see how our videos do. We like to see how many subscribers, how many views, how you guys liking videos. We like to read comments constantly. We like to think of video ideas. We like to create all the time. You can't do that when you have no internet. When your computer is several hundreds of miles away from you. You really can't do that. I'm sticking with that, by the way. That's not getting cut out. Hundreds of yeah. So I had a pretty rough week myself. I hope that you guys had a little bit of a better one, although it was slightly relaxing. As much as that was a bit of a bane, and it's always in the back of your mind, it is nice to finally be unchained from this thing. That's my desk, but get the point, I'm actually touching my computer. I don't want to touch it, it might get angry. I slapped my computer once when I got angry at a game of League of Legends. I slapped it and it turned itself off, so no roughhousing with the computer for me. It gets me back, it really does. I lost that game. It was ranked as well, it wasn't good. So we've just about finished this emoji. We have talked about some meaningless things whilst I've been filling it in, but really I think that is ever so slightly better than talking about filling in the emoji. I hope so. I'm already bored and I'm talking about it. Ah, there we go, we filled this thing in. So here we are, guys, look at it. There we go. This is, let me take off this UI. What am I doing? Am I crazy? Get that UI off. So this is the laughing, crying emoji, as requested by you guys. This is one of the more popular requests. Hopefully you guys like this. Hopefully you managed to make it no problem. If you did like it, guys, I would really appreciate it if you could give me a like, favorite, share, anything that you feel like doing to help me out. It really does help me out. And of course, if you want to see any more emojis, feel free to check out the God system and the link below down in the description for my emoji tutorials plays. And of course, if you have any more suggestions, which is how I'm making these, I wouldn't have made these without your suggestions, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one.